Welcome back, Disney fans, to another magical episode of the Jamie and Stephen Show. Today we're surfing straight into the sunny shores of Hawaii with Disney's Lilo and Stitch. This heartwarming classic is full of family, friendship, and just a little bit of intergalactic chaos. Because who wouldn't want a mischievous blue alien as a pet? We'll explore how a small, quirky project became one of Disney's most beloved hits. Irresistible soundtrack that mixes Hawaiian melodies with the king of rock and roll, Elvis himself. Behind-the-scenes stories of its unique watercolor art style and how the theme of Ohana captured hearts worldwide. Do we remember watching Lilo and Stitch back in 2002? And how does it hold up today? And of course, the big debate. Was Lilo and Stitch the best live-action remake? So grab your surfboard or maybe just a comfy spot on the couch and get ready to say aloha to another magical Disney adventure. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Threads at The Jamie and Stephen Show. And if you enjoy the episode, please share, download and leave us a review. Your support means the world to us. Ohana.
Oh.
Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
The 40-second classic. Well, we were a bit confused, weren't we? Because it comes out the same year as Treasure Planet.
Yeah. Just a few months in between.
Yeah. And we had to Google the list to make sure that this was the next one.
Yeah. You almost got a different film this week.
Yeah, almost. Released in 2002. What were you doing in 2002? Do you remember?
I was 12.
Yeah.
No, I don't really remember. Not really.
Well, I had just turned 16.
Oh, so old.
I know. And if I remember rightly, my mum and dad allowed me to have friends to the house with flavored Bacardi breezers.
Oh, rock on.
I know. I mean, watermelon was the bomb. Oh.
See, I grew up on Hooch.
Oh, no, I didn't drink that.
Oh, Hooch, I don't like lemon. I think that's the reason why. Have you ever sprayed like lemon fabric cleaner or like
yes,
antibacterial spray? Yeah, so it tastes like that. I mean, they've rebranded, it's all natural and all this stuff now, but back in the day, you drank it.
It was like acid.
Yeah, you drank it at your own risk.
Well, at 12, you would be drinking it at your own risk.
I don't think I'd had my first taste of alcohol at 12.
Oh.
Yeah, I was older.
Oh, bless you, Stephen. No wonder you don't drink now.
I know. I made up for it a few years after this.
I think I was like 10 and I had my first taste of like wine, which obviously I didn't like.
Yeah.
But yeah, by 16, I was like, oh yeah, give me a watermelon Bacardi. You know, get that Smirnoff Ice.
Oh. Okay.
Anyway, IMDb synopsis.
Yes.
A young and parentless girl adopts a dog from the local pound, completely unaware that it's supposedly a dangerous scientific experiment that's taken refuge on Earth and is now hiding from its creator and those who see it as a menace. What was yours?
Mine's very, very simple. So for those out there who know a little bit about me, obviously we're going through a certain process. And basically, adoption sounds fun.
Yes, it does.
So yes.
It's got 7.4 stars on IMDb.
Do you know what? I think that's a bit low.
Yeah, I think it's low.
Yeah,
considering we've had some where it's been like, oh, that's generous.
Yes.
But considering the hype that this film is currently going through again,
Mm.
7.4 seems very low. Yeah, I was expecting it to be like 7.9.
To be honest, I thought somewhere in the eights
Mm,
because people seem to just gravitate towards, well, Stitch,
yeah,
basically.
I know that was a surprise to me as well.
Yeah.
It's an hour
Okay.
and 25 minutes.
Okay, so a bit longer than what we've been seeing. Not too much, but a bit longer.
Yeah, although I don't
I don't
feel
think,
like it's a
no.
lot. Yeah, it's weird because we like the 1:15 to 1:20 mark,
Yeah,
and this is like 5 to 10 minutes more. And that's one thing about this, it's not slow for me.
no, no.
I feel that that's the right amount of time for this film.
Yeah.
Definitely didn't feel an hour and 25 minutes. So definitely the pace is good.
I
Yeah.
can't think of anything that they should have cut. I think
No.
everything just kind of works and
Mm-hmm.
really builds those characters and the family and the story.
Yeah. The budget was 80 million.
Oh, yeah, I mean, pennies
Um,
really.
yeah, it's actually very low compared
Mm,
to what we've had and what we're going to have. But we'll probably get to that later, that reasoning.
yeah.
But yeah, this is a very, very low budget, although it probably doesn't seem low to us peasants.
Yes, his peasants.
But it grossed 273 million worldwide. So I don't think this was a flop.
No, no. One theory on that, and it goes to Spider-Man as well with Tobey Maguire. Because of 9/11, it had to be completely like fantasy, away from the norm. You had
Mhm.
Spider-Man kind of saving and just
Yeah.
this hero being there. And I think with this film, it was almost a case of because you've got the space creatures, you've got Hawaii, everyone knows what Hawaii looks like, but it's paradise.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when it comes to this kind of thing in that era, I think it was just needed at the right time.
So, directors.
Yes.
Okay. So we've got Dean DeBois,
Dubois.
DeBois,
Dubois.
and Chris Sanders.
Yes, now I recognize those names.
So they are credited as directors and writers, storyboard as well. And Chris Sanders is also credited as character design because it's
Hmm.
his project, it's his design. So, a bit about both of them very quickly. Chris came to Disney in 1987.
Hmm.
Dean came to Disney in 1990, I think it was. So, a few years later, there's a few years between them. But they both ended up working together on Mulan and they became really good friends.
Yes, well, something good had come from that film.
Oh, Stephen. You know what? When I read that they had both been part of it, I was like, oh, well, it makes sense why Mulan was so good.
You were so lucky I had a mouthful of tea.
No.
Oh,
And it is after Mulan that Stitch
you
is
see the
then
wrong tracks.
started. Well, I'm leading into you
Oh, you are.
going
You just
into.
taking it on. The story of Stitch started in the 1980s.
Yes, I
You're
did.
nodding as if you. Oh, you did read them.
I did
Okay.
know that, yes.
So Chris Sanders actually wrote a children's story, and when production did start on Lilo and Stitch, Disney CEO Michael Eisner wanted to basically make a small and less expensive film because they'd been basically, coin a phrase, pissing away money on all of these big,
Mm-hmm.
high concept,
Yeah,
expensive animated films that were
yeah.
not bringing in as much
No.
as they did before. he kind of got that idea from Dumbo, which this film has a lot in common with the style and the look of it, with the
Mm-hmm.
watercolor backgrounds and whatnot. So in 1985, Sanders had pitched the book, The Stitch, and he then created a treatment for an animated feature, and it was meant to take place in Kansas. So basically, Sanders was working on this project with Mulan, and De Blois was on board as well. He was brought on to co-write and co-direct, and Disney executive Clark Spencer was assigned to produce. And yes, as you say, he did all of the drawings, the original character designs, because he was a
Mm-hmm.
Disney artist at that point.
Uh-huh.
And basically, they just took them from there. So a lot of the behind the scenes of this does feel like the behind the scenes of Dumbo. It was very much like, how can we make a cheap film
Yeah,
and
I
make
mean,
it
I
work?
had read that it was through in a karaoke party.
Yeah, I'd read that where they'd
Yeah,
come, I don't think.
Tom Schneider, who was the
Yes.
president, had done like a cast karaoke night, and he turned to Chris, in between songs,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
said, "Do you have any ideas?" And he said, "Well, actually, because it always bothered them that the children's book that he'd done, it never came to anything. It was a flop. It was unsuccessful. It was just like it always there in the back of mind." And he just sort of threw that at him and was like, "What about an alien that gets lost in a forest on Earth?" And Tom was like, "Okay, well, pitch it. Do a proper,
The story does make sense.
yeah,
Like it's simple, but at the same time,
yeah,
like full enough.
yeah." And then I think it was Tom that sort of said, "Look, don't make it a forest. Can you make it a
Mm.
different setting?" And that, yeah. And apart, yeah, like you say, Kansas was originally,
Yeah, and they so when they decided that it was I'm not being able to pronounce this, I'm afraid, but is it Kauai? Kauai? Kauai. So they went to go and visit Kauai to research, and the tour guide explained the meeting of
yeah,
Hana, sorry, which is
uh-huh,
where that kind of aspect of the story came in. At this time, though, Hawaii had suffered a downturn of finances. They were hit quite financially. And one of the things Disney was worried about is portraying kind of this down and out family. It was almost a case of, is that a sensitive subject to
mm-hmm,
include? Because it was fresh. It wasn't like this had been 50 years of financial ruin. This was quite
mm-hmm,
fresh. One of the reasons why they went to that island is because it had been featured in Raiders of the Lost Ark and the Jurassic Park trilogy. So already people were aware of this island.
yeah,
And then there was a deleted part. So this is the original story, but it came changed, and it's in the film's third act, which had Stitch flying a Tsunami Air Boeing 747 jet through downtown Honolulu to save Lilo. However, following the September 11, 2001 attacks, this sequence was revised so that Stitch instead flew a spaceship through the mountains of Kauai. This revision was done primarily by replacing the CGI model of the 747 with that of Jumper's spaceship.
okay,
Mentioned the watercolor painted backgrounds for Lilo and Stitch. They had been used previously for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs and Dumbo, but it was abandoned in the mid 1940s of less complicated media. It was Sanders that said he'd prefer watercolors to be used for Lilo and Stitch, which he wanted it one to look like Dumbo, but he also wanted it to look like his storybook,
yeah,
which obviously looks very different to the films around this era as well. None of them
mhm,
look like they're from a storybook. The background artists then were required to train in working in watercolor because they just hadn't done that. I don't think there was anyone working at the studio at this time that had worked at the studio when they last used watercolor as the background. However, a veteran Disney and Warner Brothers animator called Morris Noble. Now, that name might not mean anything to us, but basically they did the Looney Tunes. They
Okay.
did a lot of backgrounds for the Looney Tunes. And he actually came in as a consultant
Wow.
on the training sessions. One of the things that this film doesn't use, because they wanted to make it more old-fashioned in feel and a little bit warmer, is they didn't use the deep canvas technique. So that was used in Tarzan, used in Atlantis, and it's used in Treasure Planet. But it does use a multiplane camera.
Okay.
I'm harking right back.
Old school.
Old school. Basically, one of the things that they actually praise about this, and to be honest, yeah, because we've seen it a lot in the past as well, is the because the budget was quite small for this film,
Mm-hmm.
the executives and whatnot were not really bothered. They were focusing on Atlantis and they focused on Treasure Planet.
Mm-hmm.
And Desbois and Sanders basically didn't want the budget to go higher, so they didn't want to put in all of these fancy techniques or anything like that, because
Mm-hmm.
as soon as the budget went too high, they would have had to have explained that extra need
Yeah.
for to the executives, and the executives would have said yes or no. So
Mm-hmm.
when they were doing the smaller budget, they were basically saying that they could do what they want with this film with
Yeah.
no Megalon. It did mean that some of the animation is not as streamlined as those around it. So there is a scene which is at the beginning when Lilo's running to a hula lesson,
Uh-huh.
and apart from a bikini-clad woman tossing a frisbee and the ice cream man,
Uh-huh.
all of the other characters are static.
Oh yes, I did
So
read that
we've got
that
that
they kept them
pre,
static. Yeah.
yeah, so they didn't have to animate them.
No,
It was just one picture that they moved the camera along,
I don't
and
think it ruined it.
just kind of
Whereas it's
worked.
different with the likes of, which was one of my irks with the rescuers,
Yeah.
because they were doing that, but with
Hmm.
a busy city.
Yeah.
And it's like, how could you just have a static painting and the characters flying through it and not have any of those lights flashing or the
Yeah.
cars moving? It's just, and it really ruined it for me. Like it really spoiled that scene, that whole, because it comes with a song and everything. And
Yeah. Love that song.
but yet in this, it did not distract me. I didn't even realize that they didn't move until I read it. Never noticed.
Another change that kind of happened was Stitch was meant to be a leader of an intergalactic gang, and Jumba was one of his former cronies, which was sent after Stitch to capture him. However, test audiences' response to early versions of the film resulted in the change of Stitch and Jumba's relationship, and I believe that scenes were also cut because they were deemed too violent.
Yeah.
So, all in all, we have got a film that is an original story to an
Mm-hmm.
extent.
Yeah.
It's traditionally animated
Yeah.
using very Disney techniques.
Uh-huh.
They were using everything that makes a Disney film a Disney film,
And with less money.
and with less money. And because of that, this film feels more artistic
Mm-hmm.
rather than others that have felt tick boxing. But yeah, that's the history.
Cast.
Yes, cast.
Okay. Right, Lilo.
Yes.
Because see, like she's like the first name on the title.
Yeah.
And she's voiced by Dave Chase. Now it's funny because I watched a documentary about this, and when they have her in the booth recording her lines, Chris Sanders and Dean Dubois, to help her relax, they say her name in so many different ways
Mm.
because it's one of those names where people would struggle to pronounce it correctly. Now, I don't know if I've said it right, but I just think Dave, it looks like a Dave. but they say it in so many ways to make her laugh. And it's so funny to watch, you know, and they do it with different accents, and it's just to help her relax because she's only like 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she was in The Ring, which I
Oh,
think
okay.
was just before this.
Mm.
Donnie Darko, and ironically, she does the English voice for the main character in Spirited Away, which is the
Okay.
Studio Ghibli animated film that beat Lilo and Stitch to win the Oscar.
And Treasure Planet.
Yeah. Oh, and Lilo, the name, which I've written next to it, means generous one.
Oh.
I know, it's so fitting.
I like learning the little names in different
Yeah.
languages. I like learning what names mean anyway. I think they're kind of cool. Mine I'll say it again. Mine means crown.
In what language?
Just what it means originates because
Stephen.
yeah.
So what is that in, like, from Latin or?
Yeah, just from where so Stephen comes from Sven, which is
As
obviously
in Sven
Goran
in
Eriksson and
Frozen?
Sven, yeah. So
As in the
Sven,
reindeer?
yeah, that's where it comes from basically,
Okay.
and that relates to crown.
Right. Okay.
Mhm.
So okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, well, I know
weirdly
what I'll be
enough,
calling you the next time I see you.
weirdly, I found out that yes, Sven is a nickname for Stephen,
Okay.
and so is Benna, and it's because of the word Sven.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
which
Love
is
it.
like Bill is short for William. It's a rhyme of
Yeah.
the shortened version. So
Uh-huh.
Sven, Ben. So yeah,
Yeah.
you can call me Benny.
Okay. Benny.
Yeah,
The Jamie and Benny show. I don't
it's
know,
just
I
your
go.
marriage, isn't it?
The Jamie and Sven show. Listeners, what do you
Mm.
think? Jamie and Sven or Jamie and Benny?
My favorite short thing is Saint Even. I just
No,
think
there's no
that's
saint.
really
No, you're not a
neat.
saint, Stephen.
It is Saint Even.
No, you're not a saint.
ST Even. And it's Boxing Day. St. Stephen's Day is Boxing Day. Yes, how fitting.
That is fitting.
Yeah. And have you the song King of Wenceslas?
Last looked out on the feast of Stephen. Oh my God, yeah, I
Boxing
thought it
Day.
was on the feast of Even.
No.
So it's Stephen.
Yeah, it's Boxing Day. Feast of Stephen, Boxing Day,
Wow.
St. Stephen's
Oh,
Day.
I tell you what, every day's a school day.
None of this is going to make the episode.
Oh, it's so going in the episodes.
Like, people are here to learn about Steve. They're not here to learn about Stephen. They're here to learn about Lilo and Stitch.
Right, Stitch.
Stitch, yes.
Stitch.
But
Yeah,
oh,
voiced by the director, Chris
yeah.
Sanders.
And do you know why?
Well, apparently, while if he like needed to ring someone at a different department or do call for a meeting or call a colleague, he would put on this accent.
Mm.
It was the Stitch voice. And because they originally had Stitch down as non-verbal, he wasn't going to talk.
Mm.
But as they were creating the story and the screenplay, and they realized, well, no, he will need to say words. Dean said to Chris, oh, just go in the sound booth and do that annoying voice you do when you ring me up or when you know. So they stuck him in a sound booth and they made him do these little sounds. But as the animation progressed and they ended up getting him to say more, they realized, you know what? This is perfect for Stitch. And it ended up sticking. But yeah, that would be like his prank voice or, you know, just a funny voice he would do.
So
I know, I can't imagine it being any other way.
no.
Nanny, Lilo's older sister. And she's voiced by Tia Carrera, who originally auditioned as Mulan,
Yep.
and she didn't get the role. And obviously, Chris and Dean must have remembered her.
So that is the reason for the poster of Mulan in her bedroom.
Yeah, makes sense. It's like a little
Yeah.
nod.
It's a little nod.
Yeah. She was in Wayne's World,
Okay.
True Lies, Arnold
Right.
Schwarzenegger film. Oh, yeah, Relic Hunters series. That's probably like one of our major roles.
No.
It's kind of a mixture of, I think I've mentioned it before. It's a mixture of like Indiana Jones and National Treasure.
Oh, okay.
So it's about them finding artifacts, but it's action and, you know, they have to obviously face baddies every episode. I've
Dun, dun,
not,
dun.
yeah, I
Spoilers.
mean, it's like, but it's done in the way that Xena Warrior Princess was done.
Yeah.
It's that, you know, and the Stargate series, it's that kind of.
There was nothing wrong with Xena. Absolutely
No.
nothing wrong with that. However, if you watch it now, there's a lot wrong with that.
So yeah, so that's what maybe people will know her from now, because there's a load of seasons.
Oh, okay.
And I had a little fact about her and David.
Jason Scott Lee.
Yeah.
I'll just leave my list of facts to one side if you feel it.
Well, because it goes together. So David, which is her sort of crush, or should I say, he has a major crush on her, and she
Yeah.
doesn't realize that he is
Oh, I mean,
in love with her.
she needs to open her eyes. Look how
And
handsome he was.
so in love with her.
I
And he's
know.
voiced by Jason Scott Lee, who did Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, the first Jungle Book live action, which actually is good. And Back to the Future 2, he's got a little role in that. Now, a lot of are mistaken for the fact that he's related to
Lisa.
Bruce Lee, but he's not. Yeah, he's not.
Not
so
Lisa.
I'm just going to put that out there because I did fact check that, because I too thought that he was some sort of relative, and he's not.
Well, I want to know if he's related to Lisa.
Lisa Scott Lee from Steps.
Yeah.
Maybe 7 times removed.
You heard it here, fans.
So Jason and Tia, but because they were both born and raised in Hawaii, they did sort of help the team with dialect, wording, how things would sound, how things would be said, just correctness. So they helped with that. Jumba.
Yes.
Voiced by David Ogden Steers, who we've had, well, the last film.
Yeah.
And Beauty and the Beast, Pocahontas. You know, he's done loads.
Yeah. I had a little message.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you remember me messaging you about this?
I do. I remember having a little message the other day. So
it was after we'd done Atlantis, so we'd already done that, and I was doing my facts for this, and I'd looked into him, and I think because we'd had him before, and I remembered that he had passed. I think that might have been what it was. It was maybe to check when he had died, and yeah, and I found this very sad story, which I messaged you about, and it was so straight away. Jumba is his last Disney animated character that he voices. He does go on to do his voice in the other things, but it's the last Disney character he does. And he passes away in 2018. So he came out as gay in 2009, telling Oklahoma City blog Gossip Boy. Now, I'm going to read this blog now because that title sounds so good. So he told Gossip Boy that he feared coming out because he thought it would hurt his career because he's quoted as saying, "A lot of my income has been derived from voicing Disney and family programming. What they might allow in a more known actor, they prefer not having to deal with in minor players." Now, straight away, I thought it was awful that he thought himself as a minor player.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I have always known who he was.
Wow.
I have
Yeah.
always known his name. I've always known his voice. And I've always recognized him when he's been in films and TV. So straight away, I thought that was sad that he didn't think he was big enough, that Disney wouldn't be prepared to sort of say, okay, no, we'll handle this. Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, you do what you need to do. He said his main reason for coming out was for selfish purposes. He said that sadly he wasn't coming out to help the next generation or to be a poster for, young people to say, oh, wow, so and so is come out. And if he can do it, I can do it. He says that wasn't why he came out. He came out because he realized he didn't have anyone in his life and he now wanted to find a partner. And he never did. Not as far as I can find out. I dug, and apparently he was so private with his life that even his close friends, like some friends, like who were in, didn't even know he was gay. If he did find someone, it's not known. All they know is that because he was never married, as far as AI and Google are concerned, he never did find someone. And it's so sad that 9 years later that he dies.
Yeah.
So he was only out publicly for 9 years. And he was only 75, and it was from complications from bladder cancer. And when he passed, his will, he'd left bequests, that was the word, to several art organizations in his area of Newport, Oregon, including the Newport Symphony, the Newport Public Library, and Newport Coast Council for the Arts, and others.
Well, do you know what? It may not be true love, but he is loved by millions for the
I
characters.
know, and that's it. We'll always remember him. Right, Pleakley.
Yes.
So his unwanted sidekick. And he's voiced by Kevin McDonald, who was in Sky High, Galaxy Quest, and the Epic Movie. And I just also want to point out, he's also in that episode of Friends when Ross has that lump that he gets everyone to look at. And Kevin plays the doctor who's not a real doctor, and he uses some natural remedies to get rid of the lump. Do you remember?
Yes, I do.
So yeah. So that's who voices Pleakley. Cobra Bubbles.
Cobra.
Yeah. Is voiced by Ving Rhames, who is most known now from the Mission Impossible films, but his role in Pulp Fiction was how he got this role.
Okay.
Yeah, although that film was 6 to 8 years before they would have cast him, apparently one of the Disney team had remembered his part in that film and thought, you know what, he would be really good as Cobra Bubbles. And so they asked him to sort of play it the same way as his character in Pulp Fiction. Right. Captain Gantu is voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson. And he was also in Transformers, Family Guy, and SpongeBob. He's basically a voice actor. I think that's what his part is, a voice actor. That's his main role. Mrs. Hazagawa. Mrs. Hazagawa. Yeah, I think I've said that right. And she's voiced by Amy Hill. And she's in 50 First Dates. She's the one that works at the pancake place where She goes to get the pancakes.
Yes.
Yeah, Amy Hill.
Hmm.
And Grand Councilwoman is voiced by Zoe Caldwell, who was an award-winning stage actress. I think she was Australian. So yes, so that is the cast.
I have a little fact about the cast.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the only traditionally animated Disney animated canon film from the 2000s where none of the celebrities in the cast, except for the veteran voice actors, have ever worked on any Pixar film so far.
Okay.
So this isn't the ones that just do voice acting in the background. This is the celebrity voices. So the voice of obviously Stitch, Lilo, Nani, and David, and Bubbles.
Okay.
Yeah, little fact. Thought I'd get that in there. You're
What?
still blown away by the whole spend thing. I can see it
I
in your
am.
voice.
It's there.
Nothing I say is going to be.
I'm just gonna call you Sven from now
is
on.
gonna- You won't get a reply, but okay.
I'm gonna change your name on my phone to Sven. So when it says Sven has messaged you, I'm gonna change it to that.
Yeah, by the time that I message you, you would have forgotten what that means.
I won't. I'll never forget that fact, Stephen. Right, music.
Yes, I'll leave you with the music.
We've got a few songs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've written them, but I've not really done them in an order.
Fair
I
enough.
do apologize. So let's get the shitty one out of the way, okay? Can't Help Falling in Love. So that was covered by the Swedish group, the 18s.
Yeah.
For end credits. It's a shocking version, really. It says a lot about the 2002 pop because it was crap. So for the UK
Yes, we
audience,
had Gareth Gates.
we got Gareth Gates and his amazing version of Suspicious Minds. And for those who don't know, he won a reality contest.
No, he didn't.
Oh
He
no,
was
that's right.
second.
He
Yeah,
came second.
he came second with his little spiky hair and his
and he had the stutter.
Yeah, and his white suit and
Yeah, the white suit. It was Will Young that won.
yeah,
Yeah, so it was before.
it was Pop Stars.
It was Pop Idol.
Pop Idol.
And because we had Pop Idol, and then America got American Idol. Right, so we've got Suspicious Minds, Stuck on You, Hound Dog, Heartbreak Hotel, You're the Devil in Disguise. You're the devil in disguise. I like that one. And Blue Hawaii. All Elvis Presley songs.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a fact about that.
Oh.
Yes. So let me turn my page. Up until the Elvis film that we went to see in the cinema, you know, with what's his face?
Austin Butler.
Oh yeah, Austin Butler.
Lilo
Stitch held the record for the most number of Elvis Presley songs in any theatrically released movie, including Elvis's own films. The other end credit song, which is the best one, to be honest, is Honk a Honk Burning Love, which is sung by the legend country singer Wynonna Judd. Sorry, Wynonna Judd. I said that wrong. Wynonna Judd. I watched a little clip of her, like talking about doing the film, and she was over the moon. She said she's a huge Elvis fan. She's just overjoyed not only to be part of a Disney film, but to sing one of her hero songs. So, yeah, because she's most known for singing with her mum, and they were a duo country act. And then she went solo in the mid 90s, and she would have been at the height of her solo career at this point when she was asked. And she's still going now. Right, the two songs that were written for the film. So we've got Hey Melly Non Lilo is the lullaby that Nanny sings
Mm.
to Lilo in the hammock, which has got apparently there's controversy around that because there's parts of it that comes from almost like an anthem.
Oh,
And
okay.
there's parts that I think were written for the film. So there's a bit of like, oh, who owns it? Who doesn't? I don't, yeah, it's one of those.
Mhm.
But Hawaiian Roller Coaster
Mhm.
was written by Mark Kiali Holomatu, and the score was written by Alan Silvestri, and they worked together, and they also produced the song as well. And in 2023, the song went platinum.
Oh, okay. So only like 20 years after.
Yeah, but apparently it did really well at the time. It sold over 1 million units when it first
So,
came out. So since then, it's done well. And obviously, I think by 2023, I think we all knew we were going to get the live action and the song with playlists and whatnot on Spotify and Apple Music. It's gone platinum.
it was on all of my Disney compilation CDs.
Yes, mine too. Mine
Yeah.
too. And there is an extra song.
Oh, dun dun dun.
Yes, that is neither Hawaiian nor Elvis.
Okay.
And I'm not sure why, but Faith Hill, the country singer,
Right.
her song, Baby You Belong, was released in Japan for this film. So I think
Okay.
it was in
None of this seems random.
if don't. I think it was instead of the 18s song.
Ah, lucky buggers.
And I took a listen, and it is like from an album that she released that year. And it is a good song. You know, it's better than Maya's one for Atlantis. Yes, there you go. That is the music.
Music.
Music. So, yeah, all I've got now is extra random facts.
Oh, okay. I will pick and choose which one I'll go through. There is a deleted scene, and I like the whole concept of Pudge the fish. So I don't know if you know any background about Pudge the fish.
What about the tuna fish? And she
So,
does, yeah, about how because he's a fish, she doesn't want to give him a tuna fish sandwich.
so
That's the only thing I know.
Pudge the fish, the reason why she feeds the fish is because she believes that that fish obviously gets angry and whatnot, and it was her parents that died in a tsunami. So one of the original concepts was in Lilo's mind, if she kept feeding this fish and keeping the fish happy,
Mm-hmm.
he wouldn't create another tsunami because in the last one, it killed her parents.
Oh,
So a bit bleak. However, there was a scene where Lilo introduces Stitch to Pudge the fish. The scene kind of plays out, and ultimately the fish dies. And Lilo goes to take the fish to the graveyard where her parents are buried and bury the fish with her parents.
oh my God.
Basically, so Stitch learns that there are consequences to his actions.
Yeah, and compassion.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
a better understanding of mortality.
yeah.
Bit morbid.
Yes, no, I'm glad they did cut that. They definitely
Yes.
did that.
In the film, A113 appears on the truck's license plate.
Yeah, I
So
didn't get this because that's a Pixar thing.
yeah, it's not just a Pixar.
Oh,
So it's a from an animation studio that where
oh,
he was
yeah.
trained and it was the door number. So it's in things
Right,
like The Simpsons. It
right.
is
Okay.
primarily Pixar though.
It is.
It is
They put it in everything.
yeah, it is primarily Pixar, but yes, it's
Mm.
part of this and as I say, The Simpsons use it, and there are things here, there, and everywhere.
Right, okay.
This is the third Disney hand-drawn animated film to feature Skywalker sound.
Ooh,
There's a bit in the film in the detention cell, and there's like a space dinosaur in there. Well, in the video game Lilo and Stitch Trouble in Paradise, it was that dinosaur that is sent to capture Stitch.
okay.
It's one of the few animated feature films to take place in the time period of their release date. Can you name any others? Bit of a quiz.
Dumbo.
Got
Dumbo.
Dumbo, yeah, 1941.
Oliver and Company.
Oliver and Company, yeah, 1988.
Fox and the Hound.
No, no,
Oh,
no.
Rescuers.
It is The Rescuers and The Rescuers Down Under are both set in the years they were released.
Yeah,
So those mice are old.
yeah. Bambi.
Not Bambi, but the others, to be honest with you, I wouldn't have guessed the majority of the others. 101 Dalmatians is
Oh
set in
yeah,
1959, whereas the film
yeah.
was released in 61. So,
61. Yeah.
and the others that are listed are Bolt.
Oh, we've not
Uh,
got to it yet.
no, we haven't got to any of these next ones now. Wreck-It Ralph and Ralph Breaks the Internet, Zootopia, and Strange World.
Okay.
Now with some home releases. So first of all, when the movie was shown on television, there's a bit where Nani traps Lilo after she comes out of the dryer.
Uh-huh.
That's been completely replaced. So it was originally cut on television for all showings, but on the UK edit and the Disney Plus streaming service, the dryer is replaced by a cupboard and a pizza box. And basically, it's that version that is on DVD releases, Blu-ray releases, and on Disney Plus now. However, apart from the English language version, if you listen on Disney Plus on any other language, you can hear the dryer door creaking sound effects from the original version.
I remember it being the dryer.
I remember it being the
Remember a
dryer.
pizza box. Yeah, I don't remember a
Yeah,
pizza box.
no. Video and DVD was released at the same time on the 3rd of December 2002, and Blu-ray was the 11th of June 2013. There are some hidden Mickeys in the film, so there's a stuffed toy Dumbo in Lilo's room on the easel.
Yes.
We've mentioned the Narnia's poster of Mulan, but one of the things that's also in that room is there are multiple trophies, multiple awards, and certificate, and they're all kind of gathering dust and hidden. And it's to show what Nani has given up to
Mm-hmm.
look after her sister.
Yeah.
So, and in a television store window, the television sets are playing the 1955 monster movie called Tarantula. I'll let you guess what that's about. One thing that we haven't mentioned yet, which was just one of my favorite things, was the trailers. Do you remember?
Oh God, I remember them all. And the
So
poster.
we have the Beauty and the Beast trailer, and Paige O'Hara reprised her role, especially
Mm.
to refilm that. In Aladdin, Scott Winger replaced came back to reprise his role. Jodie Benson was not going to be left out
No.
because she never is, and she came back. The only exception is that Kevin Schon replaced Nathan Lane as Timon for the Lion King trailer.
Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing them, and I particularly remember being shocked when I saw the Beauty and the Beast one.
Yes.
And thinking, oh my God. And I wasn't sure how I felt about it because I was so confused. I was like, what is this? Um, But yeah, and then I remember the poster where he's in the middle and all the other characters, Disney
Yeah.
characters, are around him. Like, yeah. I mean, the marketing was spot on.
So one of the things that I've literally just seen that I forgot to mention earlier, so um it was the changes for the animation because of 9/11, and the film was pushed back by an additional 7 months to account for these changes. So this must have been the November release for 2001.
Oh my God. And I only said earlier how,
Yeah,
there was no release in November. So this was supposed to be 2001.
yeah,
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, well, they did the right thing.
yes, yeah. And then I have my last facts, unless you want some facts to intersperse. Unless
Oh,
I've stolen them all.
no, you've not actually. Um, you mentioned earlier about the watercolor and how they've gone back to that,
Mm,
as well as doing watercolor. All the landscape scenes that they create are in recognizable locations in Hawaii.
oh, okay.
Yeah, so they did do like really good research,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, spot on. And speaking of Hawaii,
Mm-hmm.
this brings me back to the guy that helped write the roller coaster song, Mark Kiali.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to capture a traditional Hawaiian dance, the hula, hulu, the
Hulu.
hula. They wanted to capture it correctly. So they took a crew to a renowned halau, which is a hula school. And this particular one was run by the Mark Kalili Holomatu, who helped write Roller
Oh,
Coaster.
okay.
Yeah, it was his school. And so he worked with them and so he had all the dancers there. He had drummers in and all of them were filmed. And like I watched a clip side by side and yeah, spot on. I don't know if it was because of their budget or what, but Chris says in the making of that they did not allow the animators to use roller scope.
Yeah, trace the live action. Yeah.
Yes, trace live. They didn't allow that. So the animators had to watch the videos
Okay.
alongside them dancing. And like he said to them, you need to pick up everything they do with their hands, their feet. It all has to be in there. You need to pay attention to the video. And yeah, and see when you watch it side by side, they're spot on. They really wanted to be respectful of the Hawaiian culture. And this was one of the reasons that they went to this school. They wanted to do the hula dance, they wanted to show respect for something so unique to their culture, like something that they're so proud of. And they wanted to get it right, which I hadn't heard anyone speak of in previous Disney films.
No, not like that.
Not like that, no.
This film, yes, I think there's respect for the Hawaiian culture, but I also think there's very much respect for the process of making a Disney animated film.
Yeah. And the guy, Mark, says he was really pleased. He felt that
Yeah.
they were towards the creation of the story. So, yeah. Andreas Deha.
Yes, my mate.
Yeah. We love Andreas.
Yes, we do.
So, he left the production of Emperor's New Groove, which we talked about, because he wasn't happy with the changes they made, and in particular to the character that he was in charge of, which was Yzma. He didn't like the changes they made to her role in the film. So he left, and when he heard that Lilo and Stitch was being done in Florida, he hopped over there and he is the supervising animator for Lilo. Yes.
We do like him.
Yes, we do. Two more things.
Go for it.
So one is a theory
Okay.
about Lilo and Nani's parents.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously there's no, even in the documentary, like they don't really specify much about the parents.
No.
Obviously you mentioned earlier that they
In
were
an
possibly
earlier,
going to go down the road of the tsunami,
yeah,
but they felt, no, it's too dark.
yeah.
That we don't need the details of what happened to them. We just need to know that they have died.
Yes.
However, there is a theory that they died very recently.
Mm.
So even though we're not told when, this theory is that it was recent. And the evidence is in the fact that Lilo is clearly depressed.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that Bubbles is their social worker,
Yeah.
but he's also a secret agent. So
Yeah.
the fact that he manages to get this job, which shows that, it is still, it's quite fresh, it's quite new for him to be able to get the job. And then the other evidence is Nani and her behavior and how she is not coping with what's happened in regards to being all of a sudden a parent to her sibling. And like you mentioned earlier, they put the fact in the background that she's got all these trophies from something that she was obviously doing before and not now. The fact that the house is dirty, she clearly can't cook, she's not organized. She doesn't know that, she can't leave Lilo on her own, but to go to work, etc.
Yeah.
And within the theory, it says that she clearly wasn't given any responsibilities or chores before the parents passed away, and that they clearly did everything for whatever it was that she was getting those trophies for, whether it was for surfing or dancing.
I think one of them is a surfboard
Or was it?
because she can surf.
Yeah,
That's
she
the
can
only time
surf.
she has fun with David is
Yeah,
she becomes a teenager again.
yeah. And when I read that, it was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. And then I have one last fact,
Mm-hmm.
but it's about Chris Sanders.
Okay.
Okay. Which when I found out, I was like, oh my God, juicy. So after the production and everything on Lilo and Stitch was finished and it was released, what do you think the next project was that he was given? You want to take a guess?
So we're talking 2002. So I don't know. Meet Bolt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he
That was a guess.
was originally given Bolt.
Hmm.
Yeah. But
Oh, was that the wind out of your sails?
yeah. But obviously in 2006, somebody comes into Disney animation,
Yes.
a Mr. Lasseter,
Yes.
and he fires Chris.
Oh, okay.
And so when I read this fact, I was like, oh my God, I've got to do digging.
Yeah.
And yeah, apparently Chris had a version of Bolt that he was wanting to do that John Lasseter didn't like. And according to John Lasseter, Chris wasn't willing to take criticism
Notes. Yeah,
or
yeah.
notes. Yeah,
Feedback.
apparently, yeah. And he felt that he wasn't going to be able to work with him, and that because he wasn't willing to make the changes that John felt that was needed, he was fired. And ultimately, that led to Sanders going to DreamWorks.
Oh, okay. And what did he
Yes.
produce there? What did he make there?
Yeah, so he did all the How to Train Your Dragon, and then obviously the latest one, he did the live action as well, and he
Okay.
also did the Wild Robot, which, well, I mean, I said this before, that was the best animated film I saw this year.
So other than the original film, Lilo and Stitch,
Mm-hmm.
we have Stitch, the movie, which was a direct-to-video sequel, which was released in August 2003, followed by the television series, Lilo and Stitch, the series, creatively named, which ran from September the 20th, 2003 to July the 29th, 2006. So literally you could go out and buy the film,
Yeah.
watch it, and within a week the series started. I mean, that's
My God.
marketing.
Yeah.
Then Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch Has a Glitch, comes out on August the 30th, 2005, followed by a third and final sequel, Leroy and Stitch, which aired on the Disney Channel first on the 23rd of June 2006 and released on DVD just 4 days later on June the 27th. And that is the conclusion to the television series.
Yeah, it's
However,
Leroy and Stitch that Finlay puts on all the time.
Leroy and Stitch is funny.
Yeah.
Stitch's appearances don't stop there. So there is a second television series, which is an anime titled Stitch, which is made for the Japanese market and ran in Japan from October the 8th, 2008 to June the 19th, 2011, which also had two post-series specials in 2012 and 2015. You can catch that. There are English dubs of that, but not on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I don't know why.
No. And the first dubbing of that aired on the Disney Channel in 2009. Then a third television series, which is in a Chinese audience, which was made for the People's Republic of China, was called Stitch and I, which is AI. That was basically made in English first and then was dubbed into Mandarin Chinese. And that aired in March 2000, from March 2007. The version, because it goes on,
The what version?
um, the English version of the Chinese series
Right.
aired in February 2018. However, for those last two series, none of the original voice actors from the films or the original TV series returned, and they changed from soft science fiction to science fantasy, and does not feature Lilo.
Okay.
And finally, in 2025, there was a live action remake.
Yeah.
So that leads us on to, should it have been remade? The answer from my side is no, because that added nothing to it, and the things that it did change actually changed it for the worse. Your turn.
Okay, so I never ever thought that this should have been a live action.
No.
I did not think that it needed to be remade. And I did not think it needed to be reimagined. There
No.
was nothing in the original that needed to be corrected for cultural reasons, or that was out of date or anything like that. However, when I did see the live action remake, because I read some critiques before, and I kept reading people saying it's not word for word, it's not scene by scene. Lies.
Yeah.
Right? Lies, lies, lies. It is. It is almost identical.
Yeah.
Apart from this things that I mentioned earlier in regards to the parents, they've clearly been dead a while. The neighbor is clearly the babysitter. So that they've changed. They've not made Nanny so irresponsible that she leaves Lilo willingly while she goes to work, like it is in the animated film. But there was nothing wrong with that, because in
No.
the animated film, it's to show that this is not something she's been prepared for. She
No,
doesn't
it gives
know
her
that it's
character.
wrong to leave her sister at home while she goes to work, because she's only a teenager.
Yeah.
But so apart from that, it was word for word and scene by scene. I loved the casting of Nani and Lilo.
Oh, Lilo was just, she's just a little superstar.
Oh
Like,
my God. She was
we're going to
amazing.
be doing, we're going to be doing podcasts in 20 years' time, and it's going to be like, with that, we'll be talking about her.
I really hope so, because she was
Yeah.
something special. I mean, she was the
Yeah.
reason that I was glued to that film, is because of
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
And I really liked what they did with Bubbles.
Mm,
And I liked that they had Tia and Jason in there as little cameo roles. You know, Tia being the social worker and Jason being the
yeah.
restaurant manager that Nani works at. But I didn't like Jumba and Bleakley.
No, not at
They
all.
were awful. They
Yeah.
ruined those characters in the live
Yeah.
action.
Yeah.
And it really annoyed me that they made Jumba out to be the villain.
Mm,
But it's not the worst live action I've seen. No, it didn't need to be remade. Oh, you know, I've never really been a fan of Stitch. I've always felt that he's been overused. And
oh,
this live action
God.
has just, I feel like he's been spewed everywhere, literally
Yeah.
everywhere. It doesn't matter what shop I walk into now.
Mm-hmm.
There is something Stitch. It could be a
Yeah.
towel, a mug, bedding, a pencil, like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. And I'm just sick of it. I'm
Yeah.
just sick of seeing his face and that angel. I'm just sick of it.
Oh,
It
Angel
makes me
really
sick.
bugs me. Angel really, really bugs me.
Ugh. Getting back to the live action, it's just Finley likes the live action and he really enjoyed it. So, in that sense, not that I condone them for making the live
No.
action, but Finlay's generation, I mean, his class has seen it. You know,
Mm,
they have gone to cinema to see it, they have talked about it. So, in that sense, it was a success in that sense. But for me, or for
yeah.
us, it no, I don't want it, didn't need it, and I don't want any more Stitch.
And you know what? I'll say the same about Moana. We don't need any more of that. I'm sorry,
No.
the first one wasn't even brilliant, let alone a
Well,
second one. And now,
don't
but
spoil it, Stephen, because we love Moana in our house.
also Tangled, that we don't need a live action Tangled. We
Just
just
don't
don't
need live
need,
action. Disney, just stop.
yeah, like that's enough now. We're
Yeah,
done. That era of
yeah.
live action remake, we're done with it now. Do something new, you know, or do a live action series of Atlantis.
Yes, which we
Like,
go on lengthily in
yes,
previous episodes.
yes.
So if
In
you've not
fact,
listened
the
to last week's
majority.
episode, go now because we have really good reasons for that.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so your
Um,
thoughts on this version, the
so,
original?
the animated Lilo and Stitch, do you know what? It's a funny film.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
It is an easy watch.
Mm-hmm.
It looks, I mean, those watercolor pictures are stunning.
Yeah.
Is it a classic for me? Is it one of the top ones? No, it's just not.
No.
Is it crap? No,
No.
nowhere near being crap. I put it at 3.5,
Oh.
which I don't know whether we will see the light of a 3.5 for about a decade. It's a good film, and you know what? It's almost like I feel that it's a good film, and Stitch does deserve his place in merchandise. I also think that Stitch, Angel,
Mm,
and Marie from the Aristocats need to leave
yeah,
because I'm sorry, the fact that I can get a toothbrush with Stitch on it and
yeah,
I can get plates with Stitch on it,
yeah,
and it really, really bugs me that we have more Stitch ornaments for Christmas than we do for films like Frozen or
yeah,
Beauty and the Beast, The Enchanted Christmas. Like they are films you would put out for Christmas ornaments. But
yeah,
no, let's have 10 stitches every year.
yeah.
I mean, they have milked that cow and it taints it a little bit for me.
Agreed.
I don't want to sit down and watch Lilo and Stitch
No.
because I've seen Stitch about 15 times today.
Yeah.
Like, I do not need, and the thing is when I look at like Disney films and whatnot, yeah, okay, I like the Black Cauldron. I'm not expecting that to be on merchandise in Primark. But we have seen the rise of like Beauty and the Beast, which is a huge money maker.
Hmm.
Princess and the Frog, it's how many years of things like Wreck-It Ralph, Zootopia, and okay, Moana. They should be getting equal amounts because they will sell as well. But Stitch is just in too many places to for me to care about him, so it does taint me.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why it's not getting a 4.
Right. Okay.
I sat and watched it and I was like, yeah, no, he is funny. Yeah, no, he is cute in that scene. Yeah, yeah, I'm bored. I'm bored of him as a character.
Yeah.
And he shouldn't be a boring character.
No, no.
What about you?
Well, I almost gave it the same score.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it was after looking into the making of it that I ended up giving it a 4.
Oh,
I gave
okay.
it that half mark more,
Yeah,
just because of learning the respect that they gave to, the Hawaiian culture, and learning how little money that they had to spend, and the fact that they did it from Florida, the B
yeah,
side
yeah.
of, Disney animation. The fact that it was original,
Hmm.
and the fact that it looked better for me. It was appealing for me to watch than
Yeah,
what we've previously watched.
yeah,
Um, it just proved that you do not need fancy CGI or the deep canvas
yeah,
to make a good story. Yeah, for that, I had to give it that extra half mark. But like you, the overuse of Stitch for me has totally spoiled it. I never choose to put Lilo and Stitch on.
no.
And I'm kind of glad that Finlay likes to put on Leroy and Stitch instead. Although Stitch is in it, it's not really about him
Mm,
because it's about Leroy and the other one, the rabbit
yeah.
baddie,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
making
what's
all
his
the
name?
stitches. Can't remember
Dr.
his name.
Honey.
Oh my god! Like again, Lilo has always been one of my favorite characters. She was the character I chose to have on my name tag working at
Yeah.
the store because a lot of her quirkiness was very like, oh yeah, that was me. Obviously, because I've moved, and
Yeah.
I'm not from here. And yeah, like the ginger girl with the glasses, that's horrible to her. Like there were girls like that in my school. So yeah, I found her very relatable, and like how she resorts to listening to music, and
Mhm.
and yeah, I love her. And there's a few bits in the film where it was like it really pulls at your heart. I mean, that scene when they're singing the lullaby in the hammock. I mean, oh my god, it is. And I love the design of the characters, and like you,
Yeah.
the landscape, the watercolor. It's just, yeah, it's nice to look at because of what we've had to. look at recently
Oh God.
as well, and what we're about to watch. And
Yeah.
learning what I've learnt about this film, really, really disappointed that they did not keep a budget similar for Florida to continue making film, because that's two now. Now, I know you don't like Mulan, but that's two that's come out of Florida that have been, albeit they've not been blockbusters, but they have been a success, and they haven't needed loads of money. Yeah, and it's so disappointing to know that they don't go back to this. And then obviously in a couple of years' time, I think they closed the studio. This is 2004. They closed
it's very soon after this.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact things. Well, they close it to making films. So it's just making TV series for a while.
Yeah.
Then it makes animated segments.
So bizarre.
Yeah, and then it's just closed.
As well, I feel like the way that they have treated it's almost like disrespecting what's come from this, the road that they choose to go down instead. They deserve the flops by not continuing this road, because if they'd continued the way Chris and Dean were making films, they would have stood out against the likes of DreamWorks and soon to come Illumination and Blue Sky Studios, etc., because they would have kept essences from the past, but as well continuing to make original heartwarming stories. And by keeping it 2D animated, I mean, even like, I'm not saying they couldn't use any type of CGI or any form of computers, and it showed they didn't need to spend a lot of money.
Well, I think it's very appropriate that at the end of this episode that we do say Ohana.
Yes.
Ohana does mean family.
Yes.
And that doesn't always mean blood family. It can be your chosen family,
your
adopted family, your just friends and the world you live in. And yes, this film really does epitomize that.
And are you trying to say that I'm your Ohana?
No, because I'm not Soppa. I think this one really has a lovely message right at the end, and it just seems appropriate to say Ohana.
Yes, it does. Oh, you do have a soft side.
Before we go, don't forget you can follow us on Threads, Instagram, we've got Facebook, and YouTube.
Yes.
We have all of those.
Yes, at the Jamie and Steven Show.
Just search at the Jamie and Sven Show. And give us a like, give us a review, subscribe, share.
Yeah, you'll hear from us next week.
Yes, you will.
Yeah, just remember to follow so you don't miss the episode.
Bye.
Bye.